The ANC Youth League is today celebrating its 79th anniversary rally in Mpumalanga, and this year's celebrations come at a time when the Provincial Executive Committee is still disbanded after some members threatened legal action against new leaders. The rally is expected to reflect on the journey traversed so far and the plans in place after the election of new leaders. ANC Deputy President Mashatile will give a keynote address. We take you to Mpumalanga, where we find Newzroom Afrika's Mweli, Masilela, who is standing by to give us a sense of what's happening at this hour. Good morning, Mweli.
Good morning, Tutuzile. Yes, we're expecting actually the event to get underway at around 11 a.m. But members of the ANC Youth League are still trickling into the stadium here, Kameelrivier in Siabuswa. But as you have said, there's quite a number of issues that we're expecting the leadership of the ANC Youth League to reflect on, and considering the fact that it's 79 years of the ANC Youth League's existence. But let me just bring in the Secretary General of the ANC Youth League, Dr. Ngudle, just to give us perspective. Quite a lot of expectation from your side, as there's been many challenges on the side of the ANC Youth League, and people are expecting that now you'll take this journey of leadership and bring some changes, especially on the side of young people. What is it that you can expect from you as the leadership here?
No, thank you very much. Look, the ANC Youth League leadership of the 26th National Executive Committee has committed itself to ensuring that the South African economy is re-industrialized. The reason why our arguments is not social ills and all other aspects that are happening in the country is that if you see young people loitering in the streets without anything to do, it is because there are no economic opportunities or jobs in the current economic situation in South Africa. So we're saying, let's industrialize our country, let's utilize our mineral resources that we have to ensure that we do value addition. And once we do value addition, we'll build a vibrant manufacturing sector in South Africa. And that will create and grow the South African economy, it will create jobs. And that's what we're arguing. And I think since we're elected, we've argued two important economic restructuring, which is one, the introduction of the export quotas to our raw materials. And the president has agreed with us. He even has tabled that at the BRICS summit that was held now recently. The president agreed with us that we must no longer export raw materials into other countries, because when you export raw materials, you are also exporting jobs, and you are not creating value in your own economy. So now what we say, let's attract investment that begins to beneficiate our critical minerals and create the material jobs. And that once you resolve the issue of ensuring that you value add your economy, that you create jobs, then you have resolved the social problems that are there.
You are talking on the issue of jobs, but the question would be, how do you create jobs in an environment where there's load shedding, for example, some power stations being decommissioned? I mean, your president, Colin Malachi, was at the Komati power station, also raising concerns about people losing jobs because of what is happening, the issue of load shedding, as I said, and also the closure of that particular power station. How do you then respond to that?
As the ANC Youth League, we've made several contributions around the issue of load shedding. Our first main issue has been that there must be introduction of gas in terms of ensuring that we maintain our base load. But the issue here is about the energy availability factor. And we're saying we've got enough coal in South Africa. Let's invest on carbon capture and storage and utilization technology. You see, so that we don't have the problem of tax borders that has been introduced by European countries. Now, our comparative advantage in terms of ensuring that we keep our base load is that let's use our coal, but let's use technologies that minimize emissions into the ozone layer. And that's first proposal. We're saying also let's introduce nuclear, so that we can be able to have a stable base load and export our surplus energy to the SADC countries and further to the continent, because we can't build an economy only in South Africa. You will have an influx that you see in terms of the migration corridors that are coming inside South Africa. There is no outward migration that is happening because of economic activity, little as it is in South Africa. So we are saying, let's use coal to maintain our base load, but let's use technologies that are more cleaner, like nuclear, and more sustainable. Because you can't say, let's introduce only renewable energies at the expense of base load. You will not be able to industrialize your own economy. So our argument is that renewables must be an addition to an economy that has got a base load, or an energy base load that is there, so that you can be able to have your economy industrialized.
Maybe as we wrap up, are you happy with the state of the ANC Youth League? 79 years of existence, looking into the fact that already you are new in leadership, hardly maybe 3 months, but already we've seen a disbandment in Mpumalanga. Does that mean that perhaps there are challenges within the ANC Youth League?
You must remember that this organization is not only just 79 years. It is founded on certain values and principles. And these values and principles ought to be observed by every other member and structures. And once we see that the lack of existence of the Youth League for these past 8 years has created uncultured and uncouth behaviors, we have to enforce discipline. In order for any organization to survive, it must live within the ambits of its own constitution, its values and practices. So in Mpumalanga, where a situation of people that were defying the instructions of the National Executive Committee, the National Executive Committee of the ANC Youth League is the highest decision-making body in between congresses. So all other lower structures are bounded by decision made by upper structures. They did not want to carry out instructions, and they had to be taken off, and new people would have been put in who are capable.
Mr. Mweli, thank you very much for talking to us. Tutuzile that Ndokolo speaking on behalf of the ANC Youth League, is the Secretary General. Well, we'll be monitoring the situation on the ground as the celebrations are yet to kick off because members of the ANC Youth League are still trickling into the stadium. Tutuzile.
Thank you very much, Mweli. Masilela coming to us from Mpumalanga.